Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the tutorial. And now we're going to be putting the shovel inside of a scene. So the scene that we're going to be making is actually going to look a little bit better because you're not going to see this crease in the snow here. Because I haven't really done snow before, and this was just kind of a test because I actually wanted to see what it was like, how it would look. So now we're going to be getting into that and. We're going to be making this, we're going to be texturing this, we're going to be lighting this, and let me show you quickly what we got here. Here it is. Just going to quickly do something. If you push N, I don't want the grid floor because for whatever reason when I'm recording, it just pops up really crappy. So we have a sun here, and let's get rid of N. And not much there, and same with the lamp, but we only have specular and no diffuse, and I'm going to tell you in this tutorial what diffuse does. So this is what the basic scene layout looks like. So let's get started. Go into Blender and open up a new file. Push T to get rid of the toolbar because to me it's just not helpful. So what we're going to do is start modeling the floor right now. So get rid of this cube and add a plane. And Shift D that for now, just so we know what the boundaries are, and then Shift D that once again. You guys are going to start to realize that starting out by just shifting average planes is really how I like to start my scene out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the fence. So what we need to do, pardon me, what we need to do is, holy pop-ups. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by adding a cube, and we're just going to size it to about the size of one plank of wood. And size that, I don't know, a fence that's level with the house. Okay. If you push 7, you can go into top view to see what you're working with. Okay. Perfect. So now this doesn't look like a fence, and this is, keep in mind, these tutorials are kind of for scenes for game engines, but they will work with other scenes too. You'll still learn tips and tricks, but this is for game engines, ideally, how to make your scenes look good within any game engine, such as Unity, the Unreal Engine, which are two of the best ones out there for free usage. Anyway, click Array and take off relative offset. Oh, actually, keep that on, pardon. Put this to 0. And now we're just going to go ahead and keep working with this until it, kind of fits what we're going for here. And we're actually going to have to size down the actual fence because it's looking a little bit too thick. Okay. And now all that you have to do is go ahead and apply that, and now each one is a separate mesh, so now you can only edit this vertice and the others won't be affected. Great. Now we are going to do the let's set up the camera quickly, actually. That's always a good thing to start it when you're starting out your scene, just so you know what the viewpoint is. Because if you start out and you have your viewpoint all set up, you're going to know what the viewer will be seeing right off the bat, so you don't have to worry about that too much. And I think sometimes people forget that. They just build their scene without knowing the viewpoint. And that's sometimes can be actually a problem because, yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that too much, but make sure you set up your camera first. Just saying. It's a little huge. Okay, perfect. So now, guys, we're going to start doing, let's do the grass first. So select your plane here, and by pushing tab, or actually you don't even need to do tab, I'm sorry. So we're going to add a particle system. So just push the plus sign here, and turn it to hair. Hair works great with grass. That's pretty much how you do grass. Normal is how high it is. I bet you can guess what rotation is. That's a pretty hard one. And amount, that's also very hard to guess. Increases your amount. And now to make it just look a little bit better, what we're going to do is we are going to play around with the random, or not the random bit. Where is it? Sorry here. Here we go. This is it. So I want you to play around with that a bit. And just kind of play around with the amount that you want. I have a little too little here. And now I want you to remember, we're actually not going to be seeing this too much. But now a really cool thing that you can do here is if you go into particle mode, you can actually, if you push T, you have all these objects to affect your grass. And you can play with it. And this is also really great for hair. That's obviously why they call it hair. So play with the size, the strength, and just go ahead and make your grass a little uneven. Just so it doesn't look like a just look like a just plain needly ridiculous. Hope you're getting what I'm saying. Or just go ahead, add some unevenness to it. There's a lot of cool modifiers that you can play with here to kind of make the area just a little bit better. I like cut actually a lot because if you got some areas where just the length is just too much, it just really helps out. And it's a really cool feature I think that Blender added. Blender is actually a really great free open source. But once you're done playing with that the way you like, this isn't going to look the most amazing, but you can go back into object mode now. And let's give that just a quick render. Okay, good enough. Now we're going to add, well actually, now you can just Shift-E that to make it really simple. And there you go. There's your grass. Now, grass is really easy to do. All that you have to do, for this scene anyway, sometimes it may be a little harder. And I'm just going to darken that a bit. And grass doesn't have specularity, so turn that off completely. Great, now you have grass. And now we're going to add the snow. So this is a cool, quick tidbit for making snow in video games. Just select your plane, and we're going to add a plane. And just bring it up to roughly where you want the grass. You want a little bit of grass to poke through, you know, just a teeny bit here and there. And select these two vertices, and we're going to extrude those, and holding Control. Great, now you have that. And select the whole thing, and we're going to subdivide it. And this is by hitting W on your keyboard, and just hitting subdivide. And now, what we can do, actually that's a little bit too many faces. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and select faces if you push C, and you can just grab a few here and there, just selecting random bits. And now if we raise those up a little bit, we got these little bumps. But that looks very pixelated. So what we can do is if we go to subdivision surface, and let's just put that to, let's say, a 3. Subdivision is probably the highest you can go for games, game development for large objects, I think, because yeah, that's just what I think. But now, and if we render that now, you should have little bits of snow that looks like snow, some grass poking through. Don't worry about the touchy area here if we just go like, okay, so that's what we got so far. We're going to go into the texturing and lighting in the next part. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and be sure to check out part 2 where we look after the texturing and a little bit more modeling. All right, bye, guys. Happy blending.